What's up? This is Max, aka Mr. Fucking Feelings. Welcome to the Mr. Fucking Feelings show. I want to give a plug for this documentary. It's called The Secret Chinese Company That Owns Everything. It's about this company called Tencent. Um, all you motherfuckers over here that think that communism is great, you get free shit, you need to wake the fuck up. Go live in China for a little bit and see how it goes. This damn one app, like a Facebook, controls everything. Uh, you guys can't do shit, and it also could do digital money, which is this asshole Biden is going for. Um, I've been in Facebook jail about out of 7 out of 12 motherfucking months. All right, my social credit score says nigga. Can you dig it? So I know I'll be fucked. All right. So you imagine that people taking away your fucking oh shit. 1 second. At least you gotta see my passcode. I need to change this damn picture. So that was her before she really fucked up. So this is listen to this shit right here. It's nothing for free, okay? There's nothing for free out there. If you guys I'm telling you right now, there's nothing for fucking free. It's like you getting a free shit from the government over here, especially these guys over here. It's like going as a kid going to jail and get a Snicker bar from Bubba. Oh, you don't get a Snickers, all right. You're gonna get a stick at damn Snickers in your ass for the rest of your time there. You goddamn asshole gonna be like the Callahan Tunnel. I'm telling you. Same way, nothing different. Don't let them fool you or even try and screw you. Listen to this.
Before we get into Tencent's current relationship with the CCP, it's important to understand how things all began. In 1979, the then leader of China designated an area called Shenzhen as the first test zone of his new economic plans. This would be the first part of China where capitalist business models were allowed, and this began China's rapid ascent to becoming a global superpower. Nowadays, Shenzhen has been dubbed the Silicon Valley of China, as it's home to many of China's tech giants, including Tencent. But the Chinese government's plan was essentially to give some Chinese companies a huge amount of freedom as long as they were benefiting the country overall. So when companies like Tencent and Alibaba capitalized on the internet and built massive user bases...
No, actually, I wasn't one of the first people I paused on Alibaba. But got so many fucking scammers on there. You know, Nigerian prince, them scams, and, you know, I'm selling hookahs and bongs for my adult toy site. And what have you. And I got spammed so fucking much that I unfortunately walked away from it, and I got to restart every damn thing. I'm actually not wanting to do this business with China too much no more. Nothing against the Chinese people for the most part. I mean, I don't like the way they treat their people, okay? Whether it's the government or the fucking gangs. You got sweatshops and everything else. It's so bad that they have bars and on the windows, and they got nets to catch motherfuckers in case they jump out. I judge a culture and peoples by how you treat your elderly and how you treat your young and how you treat your small animals. So, you know, if you're going to boil an animal alive to take the fucking, before you even, first of all, it's not even hygienic to eat. It just shows cruelty. If you're going to, you know, it's bullying. It's a savage, okay? I'm sorry, that's just a savage thing to do. You don't enslave and beat kids and elderly. That's a weak. So that just tells me that, you know, how because how they, in fact, the black folks or the Africans over there, I said, well, shit, how you treat them own fucking people? You gonna treat us foreigners any goddamn better, that's for sure. And you got to sell homes in Africa, carry more stuff in their pockets. They need to get all the colonizers, whether they're white or Asian or otherwise, to fuck up out their goddamn country. Matter of fact, you guys need to start taking out in Africa. You guys need to start getting rid of your traders one way or the other. They get deported with these motherfuckers. All right, got every goddamn element that we need on the planet, and your goddamn motherfuckers broke as shit. Don't make no motherfucking sense. All right, it's fucking embarrassing. I know my island Cape Verde is not like that, but you know we had Portuguese and some of us Moors actually. But you know, like literally, dude, it's fucked up. But anywho, Alibaba was pretty cool. I want to deal with China right now because I can see us fighting, and all they gotta do is again stop the fucking boats coming in. Now I'm selling my clients, I'm dropshipping my clients upset because they ain't get their shit. It's better if they get mad when the shit breaks on them, right? So there's a problem. I want to be business people. I can go up there and see them personally. Now I wasn't an Asian gang growing up. I was late '80s, early '90s. I was Gold Shadow, so I seen a lot of shit. Trust me, no hating. Wasn't all my females until I got to the military. That's how skateboarding was. All my females were usually Southeast Asian, Cambodian, little pretty little sisters, man. Vietnamese, a girl from Thai, Laos. My first one, Philip, she's Pinoy. She was in college. I was in high school, like 14 or some shit. Badass. And my grandmasters, two of them. Actually, one of my grandmasters is a personal fucking teacher. He Chinese. So, no, don't get it twisted. It has to do with the government and the politics. I don't know how they treat their own people. So, I don't like how they treat their own people. I know how they're going to treat us, okay? Let's go back to this. These are the people you want to fight with.
China was happy to allow them to build such dominant companies by any means necessary without any real regulation, as long as they were benefiting China and the CCP overall. They felt it elevated the image of China and Chinese entrepreneurship by having these hugely successful companies. It also meant that rather than foreign companies succeeding in China, like the big American tech giants, instead local Chinese companies would dominate, as the government made it mandatory for foreign companies to partner with a local Chinese company. And finally, the CCP knew that if some Chinese companies became huge empires, then they could invest in lots of other companies, both in China and abroad, thus by proxy allowing China to have a lot of influence on the world and control the narrative they want. So basically, for the Chinese government, Tencent was an appealing prospect. Having access to so much data was great for government surveillance and censorship, and understanding the psyche of its citizens.
See, this is what I wanted to talk about right here. This is where we're at right now. They're pointing fingers at TikTok, they're pointing fingers at China. China's just more direct about it. It's like, someone fucking you in your ass, saying that they're playing doctors at the monitor, but two hands on your fucking hip, right? That's the United States, that's Facebook and all that. That's hey, right now, currently, all the surveys, ever since 9/11, 2001, we were going through this slow. And we saw it happen a couple of years ago, all right? You see how they do their fucking citizens, man. And you guys can't miss it. We do the same thing. It's not as hardcore, but it's getting that way. Don't get it twisted. Biden ain't no goddamn American. He's a fucking goddamn globalist communist.
Who were on the front lines, who were warning about the pandemic even before it had a name, had their communications censored.
WeChat routinely blocks accounts for discussing issues like the pandemic or human rights abuses in Xinjiang.
I went to my father and threatened him.
Wow.
And said that if your daughter doesn't stop talking about human rights, we're going to persecute your family like in the Cultural Revolution.
After their accounts are blocked, users say that the police come in to question them.
这是说白了，这是集中营。这个时候就通过监控来指定抓什么样的人。很多人他不知道为什么被抓，不知道把他送到哪里，不知道什么时候放出来。
The problem is the app is so crucial for existence in China that users cannot even give it up.
So China was mostly happy to not interfere and let Tencent continue to grow its dominance, even if it sometimes used anti-competitive tactics. Of course, the CCP were wary of how much power this gave Tencent, which is why their relationship is not as straightforward as you might think. They knew it was important to make sure Tencent was very closely aligned with the CCP, and give them reminders that if Tencent stopped being useful to the Chinese government, Tencent's power could just as easily be taken away. But anyway, let's talk about what this partnership actually means. Tencent's stance is that in order to comply with China's legal and regulatory requirements, it can process and handle private information without requiring user consent in certain situations. Those situations being if the Chinese government wants us to. The CCP reportedly have a direct line to the desks of Tencent product managers and are able to order deletions whenever they want, or monitor specific accounts and specific phrases in both public and private posts. One particularly intimidating policy change in 2017 was that group admins on WeChat were made personally liable for whatever was said on group chats they run. Many simply deleted their groups as a
They did the same thing on YouTube, actually. The same thing on YouTube. A lot of people have to hide their comments. Like, you're responsible for what the other motherfucker's saying. So, that's enough for this for right now. I usually don't do reviews. This is a very good documentary. I would say if you could download it somehow and save it, share it. Show it with your friends. All your people thinking comments and free shit. I don't mind comments in Cuba for some odd reason, but the rest of it I don't care a fuck about. And this is why. All right, we're on the brink. This nation's changing, and I'll put the link in the description box. I strongly suggest you watch this whole thing with a group of people, have some discussions, and educate yourself. And this is where we're kind of heading, and this is also what we're going to be fighting with soon, along with Russia. And this is what happens when you sell your jobs out to the countries. Matter of fact, what was that goddamn dude? Guy behind. He's got mass governor. He's running for president. Well, anyway, my uncle, rest in peace. He's a senator. He was actually campaigning for him, and I was like, no, fuck that dude. He made his whole living by sending our jobs over to China, with cheap quality shit we get, and building their military basically, and taking away jobs. So you got places like Detroit, fucking New Bedford, fucking Brockton. Where all the jobs went, only thing good came out of that would be a cleaner environment because all the pollution they were putting out. But other than that, like fucking, nothing but drugs and stuff because in despair because the jobs are all gone. So and along with for the cheap labor, we got to take out cheap labor. We got cheaper we pay cheaper for like products, which a lot of them are actually cheap in itself. And what happens? We built the military, and we are doing business with. We're in bed with our enemy base in a nutshell. I did like what Xi Jinping said. Biden's dumbass was talking shit to him and then asking him for fucking oil. Like he just doesn't make any sense. Then he sold a whole bunch of oil to him over there, so reserves. So that's another damn thing. So you can see what he's in bed with, and you're worried about fucking Trump. All right, we wouldn't be in a situation right now. He was actually bringing jobs back. They have basketball players buying the balls. Simply nobody have a guy buying the ball, especially another guy in the country. So that being said, very good documentary. The secret Chinese company that owns everything. Everything. Watch it. All right, I'm out. This is already longer than I wanted to put. This is Max, aka Mr. FukYoFeelings. Thank you for watching Mr. FukYoFeelings show. Stay alert, stay alive.